first virtual installation here in District 7450. I'm past District Governor Russ DeFuria of the Rotary Club of Upper Darby Lansdowne, and I'll be serving as Master of Ceremonies today. While a small group of us are gathered here in person, there are many thousands more attending by Zoom today. So no matter where or how you're attending, we're thrilled that you could be with us today. I'd like to begin this meeting by calling it to order. Next up, just so you know that we are all practicing safe COVID-19 practices, thank you. The event location has been appropriately sanitized, and those of us in person are not in contact with any other customers as the place is closed currently. We're providing an opportunity for those unable to attend this meeting in person to be able to join us by Zoom. Those of us here in person will be practicing appropriate social distancing, masks until we are speaking. Those here in person will only be here as long as necessary for the completion of this event, and then we'll be out of here as well. So, this event is an opportunity for us all to both look back at the past year as well as to look forward to the year ahead. So I'd like to start things off with a presentation of our District Literacy Awards. So here to handle that will be past Assistant Governor and future Assistant Governor, Francie Cross. Francie?
Thank you, Russ, for that introduction. Good afternoon, my fellow Rotarians of District 7450. It has been my pleasure to serve as Literacy Chair under District Governor Peter, and I really am looking forward to continuing along with District Governor, I don't know if I can call him District Governor Kevin yet, but District Governor, or almost Governor Kevin. Do you know what the Literacy Award is? Do you know what you must do to accomplish it? It came to my attention that not many clubs can answer those questions. The award is quite simple. Complete 5 literacy projects. The not so simple part is, what is a literacy project? The Literacy Committee needs to get information out to all the clubs and to answer those questions. We need to put our pages in order. So I decided to use this year, 2019-2020, to go on a fact-finding mission. What do clubs know about this award? What are some project ideas? Is the criteria for the District Literacy Award realistic? What resources can the district offer? What activities were positively received? What do projects cost? Should we have a district-wide project? I wanted to gather information so I could put together a resource guide to answer those questions and to assist clubs with their literacy project planning and to make the Literacy Award attainable. Only 14 of our 50 clubs this year will be awarded this award. I was well on my way, as like the rest of us, then COVID-19 hit. It became harder for me to see what clubs were doing, and even harder or impossible for those clubs to do projects. So after a conversation with District Governor Peter, we decided to reduce the criteria from 5 projects down to 3 projects. This would allow clubs that were working on the award but affected by COVID restraints to successfully achieve the award. And for those clubs who could complete all 5, we decided that we needed to add a separate category, a category with distinction to recognize all their hard work. It is with great pleasure that we announce the following clubs have qualified and been awarded the District 7450's Literacy Award because of their outstanding literacy projects completed during the 2019-2020 year. The District Literacy Award for those clubs who have completed 3 projects is being presented to Concordville, Chadds Ford, Swarthmore, Thorndale, Downingtown, and the Westchester Club. The District Literacy Award with distinction, and that is for completion of 5 projects, is being presented to Bryn Mawr, Chester, Chestnut Hill, Feasterville, Frankfort Northeast Philadelphia, Glen Mills Thornbury, Langhorne, Media, Paoli Malvern Berwyn, Southwest Philadelphia, Eastwicks. Certificates will be emailed to each club. And we will have a discussion if you'd like that printed out and presented at a future in-person meeting. Rotary International District 7450 is extremely proud of each of these clubs. We will continue to compile our literacy resource guide, streamline the application and its process, and get everyone on the same page as we work through the new normal that COVID has given us. Please continue your efforts to strengthen and promote literacy. And please let me know how I can help you. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all the clubs.
Thank you, Francie. Congratulations to all of the clubs that received this recognition. Next up, for the final time as district governor, I'd like to introduce to you, through the power of Zoom, District Governor Peter Mardinley for his year-end remarks. Peter?
Thank you, Russ, and good afternoon, Rotarians. It has been my privilege and my honor to serve the now 51 wonderful Rotary clubs in our district for the past year. What does that mean? 6 months plus of preparation, 12 months of work, and as any other past district governor or past club president will tell you, blink and it's over. But this is a time of celebration of the past and anticipation of the future. This year, there were 3 broad goals. First, grow membership. Second, grow an appreciation of the Rotary Foundation with an emphasis on giving and getting. And third, grow support for our youth programs. If you think about it, these are not goals to be achieved in 1 year and then forgotten. Rather, these are goals that will continue for years to come to allow us to work together, to enjoy our fellowship, and to put into service action. This is what you, my friends, you, my fellow Rotarians, did, looking back. It's well that we should take a moment to reflect upon this because this has been a tumultuous year. But when you think about it, our district is one of the smallest geographically in the Rotary world. Even though we're small, though, we have a wide range of clubs in size and location, ranging from under 10 to 100, from Bristol in the Northeast to Oxford in the Southwest. So mindful of the need to engage Rotarians in all of our district, we had our first Rotary Leadership Institute at Arcadia University in Glenside in the fall, an adventure in learning about Rotary International. With any COVID-19 luck, we should be able to return there soon. We explored, but decided not to pursue a merger with a district to our south, 6380. Given what we've now learned about Rotary International's possible future reorganization plans and the onset of COVID-19, it seems like we lucked out and made the correct decision. The end of last year, our district membership had decreased from 1382 to 1310. But today we have 13.7. That's not a number that's an increase like we would have hoped, but given the circumstances, it is not at all discouraging. And it's encouraging, in fact, that so many of our clubs are prospering and reinventing themselves and accelerating that process in spite and perhaps because of COVID-19. In that regard, I'm so proud of the many club presidents who recognize the need to take action due to COVID-19 and to adapt and grow Rotary using novel methods of meeting and engagement and fellowship. Zooming is now routine. I've had the pleasure of installing new members over Zoom. And yes, we long for personal face-to-face meetings, but breakfast clubs with home fries at home is not such a traumatic and terrible experience, is it? So kudos for our clubs for adapting to this new, but we hope temporary, reality. Now, I'd like to talk to you, changing gears a little bit, about polio. I was at the 1988 Philadelphia Rotary International Convention when our goal of eradicating polio was announced. We are still this close. But Nigeria was recently declared polio-free. And we all know that COVID-19 is making the process more difficult. But what we clearly undervalue is the enormous impact worldwide that our methodologies and our partnerships have achieved. There's one aspect of the COVID-19 pandemic that may actually be for the good. If anyone needed an answer to the question, what does a highly contagious disease in some other country have to do with me? Well, I think COVID-19 probably answers that question. Polio is a battle we need to win, and our only tool is the vision to put our dollars into action. So let's talk a little bit about both our dollars and the End Polio Now story. Sometimes you get lucky. This year we did. We raised a huge amount of money to fight polio. Last summer, we had a wonderful baseball season with the Phillies starting out with wonderful and exciting prospects. Not only did we have a lot of fun at the ballpark, but we raised a lot of money by auctioning off the first pitch, selling some freebie tickets, and through your participation, our End Polio efforts then continued in the fall with the Dare to Dream event at the Uptown Theater in Westchester. This brought together Rotary International Polio Coordinator Mike McGovern and many others to talk about the amazing, and until then, frankly, not known to me, backstory about our audacious and tenacious commitment to end polio. Thank you for the many who participated in that event, and special thanks to its chair, past District Governor Dawn DeFuria. And I would add, if anyone does not know the backstory that was told there, reach out to me or to Dawn, and I know that you'll have a wonderful story to take back to your clubs. In total, our district raised an amazing $60,000 to end polio now. The top two clubs, within spitting distance, Longwood and Media. But the year is not quite over, and I know there are gifts that have not been tallied, so it's too soon to pick a winner. My heartfelt congratulations and thank you to both clubs. I hope all are fully aware that Rotary International's efforts and methodologies to end polio are now the springboard to fighting COVID-19 and other diseases worldwide. Yes, when you hear about Polio Plus, that in fact is the plus. Our methodologies, our efforts, our organization has created a huge change in the ability to have global health delivered. Another major change that occurred this year is how many of our clubs focused on Rotary Foundation grants. This change emerged recently. As you no doubt know, the grants are given out based upon foundation donations 3 years ago. In many prior years, only a small number of clubs applied for grants, but this changed this year. And I want to applaud those of you who look at it, our Rotary website, which now shows a clear pathway to applying for district grants and connects to the Rotary International page for global grants and implements an online grant system. We still have a challenge to understand and use global grants. That's something we need to work on. But when you think about it, this year between Gundaker Great Grants, District Rotary Foundation District Grants, the global grants that have been made, the District 7450 COVID-19 Food Bank Grant Program, we have done an awful lot through our grant giving. And we are now working together in a way that we didn't perhaps see coming as a result of the COVID-19. One thing that our District Rotary Foundation Committee did several months ago was apply for a Rotary Foundation District Relief Grant that would be able to further our food bank projects. I'm pleased to report that this $25,000 grant has now been approved by the Rotary Foundation. Funding and grants will follow next year through the District Rotary Foundation Committee. I also wanted to take a moment to recognize an extraordinarily generous Rotary Club, the Westtown Goshen Club. This blew me away, almost $2,000 per member. 3 years from now, our Rotarians, not only here but around the world, will get an opportunity to put those funds to use, to great and wonderful use. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about youth engagement. At the beginning of the year, there was no doubt about our club's desire and willingness to support full-year exchanges. There was doubt, actually. That's primarily because we were striking out a little bit on homes for exchange students coming from abroad. But this year, we had 4 wonderful students And but for COVID-19, we would have a highly successful continuing program. You may know, that unfortunately, that next year, because of COVID-19, that's been put on hold. Similarly, this year we had a wonderful Interact conference at the Upper Chester High School, and there are plans to continue this at the Neshaminy High School next year, although we don't know the result of the pandemic. Paired in early winter with RILA, the Interact conference really introduced our clubs to each other and to what Rotary is doing around the world with youth. Too often, our interactors do not really have any appreciation for the amazing global association that we have in Rotary International, let alone what it is doing in their own community. To wrap up, I wanted to talk a little bit about what Rotary has meant this past year to me personally. Early in March, with the COVID-19 still very much up in the air, our clubs were able to adapt, and we were able to continue fellowship. For if there's nothing else to be said, Rotary is about friendship and fellowship. When I think about this year gone by and the richness of endeavor and result, it is that action that you've taken that makes it so wonderful and allows us to say thank you. And among the thank yous, I want to say thank you first to Rotary International Director Jeffrey Cataret. Jeffrey and I, for those of you who don't know, have enjoyed a Rotary friendship, one that started at the Rotary Club of Media. Many trials, many tribulations, and next year will mark 40 years of our Rotary friendship. Now, for many of our clubs, the face of Rotary is that of the assistant governor, not the district governor, for we all know that district governors come and go. So thank you to each member of the 2019-20 AG crew: Chris Potter, Mark Cohen, Christina Spolsky, Renee Dukoski, Sean Murphy, David Houtz, Cynthia Rugart, Mikhail Nystrom, George Whitfield, Bob Listerman, and Juliana Blasey. They have helped sustain our clubs. As a token of thanks, each AG will be awarded a Paul Harris Fellow, unless you've already made Foundation Major Donor status. Thank you for all the work you've done, and for those continuing as AGs, a thank you for the work you'll be doing. I would also like to give a special acknowledgement and a Paul Harris Fellowship to Brian Casey, who just finished 3 years of service on District 7450's Board of Directors, but as you know, also acts as webmaster, registrar to MA Pets, RLI, RILA, and I don't know, I could go on. There are a lot of other people that I need to acknowledge and applaud and appreciate, for you have worked tirelessly. Past District Governor Dawn DeFuria, Martha Bowman and Joy Charlton, all leaders in the Rotary District, the District Rotary Foundation Committee. Karen Mazzarella, who chaired the membership committee and who shepherded the charter of the Kennett Square Light Rotary Club. Headed up RILA and is the incoming president of the Rotary International District 7450 Gundaker Foundation. Donna Henry, who chaired our Youth Exchange Committee. Francie Cross, whom you've just heard from. Dina Jones, the outgoing president of the Rotary International District 7450 Gundaker Foundation, and an AG next year. Past District Governor Bob Lankin, whose nomination committee handled 4 nominations this year. District Trainer Dwight Leeper, our wonderful treasurer, Gary Zabrowski, who's finishing 6 years of quiet, dependable work. And of course, our past district governor, Paul Quintavala, Rich Herron, and Chris Potter, who are also on the board this year. As I have said publicly many times, a person better known as Mommy Sue, my wife, without whose support, ideas, patience, love, advice, and smile, we would have all had a lesser year. Past District Governor Bill Donnelly joked with me several months ago that she was not my better half, but indeed a much larger fraction. Bill and I both agree on that, but we have yet to settle on the exact fraction. Thank you, darling. Oh, and did I mention that one of the joys of Rotary is finding friends that you would have never met if you were not involved in Rotary? Well, I've gotten to know our incoming district governor, and I'm proud to call him a friend. Moreover, I know that our clubs will be well served by him. But I do have a question for Kevin, and that was whether there's some secret meaning to the duck theme. I've pondered this for a long time, but I finally decided to look up the expression, where did getting your ducks in a row come from? Because I had no idea. So with some credit to Wikipedia and other sources, I found out that the most popular theory is that getting your ducks in a row came from the world of sports, bowling. You see, early bowling pins were often shorter and thicker than modern pins, which led to the name ducks. And before automatic resetting machines, these ducks would have to be manually put back into place. So having one's ducks in a row meant that your pins were all properly organized. So those of you who know Kevin will appreciate this. First, he has chosen a theme that relates to bowling. I think I've seen at least one Facebook post about bowling. But most important, when I think about this and really realize, gee, Kevin and I share this trait. We're both a bit shorter and thicker than your average Joe. So being a district governor is a lot like bowling. Kevin, I wish for you many strikes, lots of spares, and a good high score. But you and I already understand you may end up with a couple of balls in the gutter, in which event there's no need to get your ducks in line. Anyway, when you see Kevin's theme, celebrate Rotary, celebrate its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and a smile. Who knows? Maybe we will allow ducks to become members. Kevin, I wish you and your team many strikes, lots of spares, no gutter balls, and may there be many opportunities. Congratulations, Kevin, and best wishes to your team.
Thank you, Peter. Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge a couple of our special guests. First of all, joining us from our club and district support in Evanston, John Hannes. John, thank you for being with us today. And one of District Governor-elect Kevin's good friends from District 7210, Governor-elect Tony Marmo. Tony, thank you for being with us as well. Okay, now it's time to begin what we all came here today for. Yes. It's a pleasure for me to be here this afternoon to handle this installation of the officers of District 7450 for the 2021 Rotary year. In 1935, 30 years after Rotary was founded, Paul Harris wrote, "This is a changing world. We must be prepared to change with it." The story of Rotary will have to be written again and again. But never before have we suddenly experienced more change than we have recently. I think the way we responded is admirable. Annual installation ceremonies similar to this remind us of those prophetic words, as over 535 districts around the world turn over their leadership. What an amazing organization we belong to, where we can turn over this leadership every year, from clubs all the way to the president of Rotary International, and still accomplish all that we do. Assistant governors are a critical part of that leadership and instrumental in the success of any district governor. So at this time, I would like to announce the names of this year's district governors who are gathered here today. From Area 1, Chris Potter. Thank you for the normal hand salute. From Area 2, joining us by Zoom, Mark Cohen. From Area 3, Christina Spolsky. From Area 4, Renee DeKoski. From Area 5, Francie Cross. From Area 6, Stacey Ballard. From Area 7, joining us by Zoom, Cynthia Rugart. From Area 8, Mikhail Nordstrom. From Area 9, George Whitfield. And from Area 10, Dina Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the team that will help execute this year's Rotary International theme of Rotary Opens Opportunities. In order for you to have a successful year as the leaders of this district, you're charged with the responsibilities of being a resource to your clubs, first and foremost. Secondly, a support structure for the district governor. And finally, aiding in effective communications between the two of them. In other words, helping everyone get their ducks in a row. If you're prepared to take on these responsibilities and are willing to make that commitment before this gathering, please say, "We will."
We will.
Commitment, dedication, enthusiasm, and service should be evident as you demonstrate leadership by example. If you're prepared to take on these responsibilities and are willing to make that commitment before this gathering, please say, "We will."
We will.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. My best wishes for success in the coming year as you work together with the district governor to meet the challenges set before you and to help show how Rotary truly opens opportunities. May we have a nice round of applause for the entire team. So if you'll please stay with us here, I'd next like to call up Linda Katarnik for the introduction of our next leader. Linda?
Thank you, Russ. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. As some of you know, public speaking is not my cup of tea. For those of you that don't know, you're about to find out. So when Kevin and I were in Niagara Falls for the DGE partner training during one of our breaks, even though he knew of my aversion to public speaking, he said that he'd like for me to introduce him today. Without skipping a beat, I looked him straight in the eye and said, "Sure. I even know what I'm going to say." "Thanks for coming. Here's Kevin." The look I got was the equivalent to that which a child would get from a parent for a poorly written homework assignment. Had we been home, I'd likely have been sent to my room and told to try again. So here's my second try. Kevin began his Rotary journey by joining the King of Prussia Club in 2014. Jumping in with both feet, he unknowingly, at the time, started his climb to becoming district governor. The rest, they say, is history. I'm not going to go through that history with you, as most of you know it. What I do want to tell you about is the other side of Kevin Katarnik. Kevin is very dedicated to everything he involves himself in: family, Rotary, work, running, the King of Prussia Volunteer Fire Company. He gives 110% to everything he does, which is why he'll be the first to tell you he's usually napping on the couch by 8 o'clock before we go to bed. Spending time with family is important to Kevin. He's always helping his parents with errands and projects around their house. There hasn't been a family function that he's missed, unless of course he was working. He tries very hard to get to as many sporting events as he can to watch his niece and nephew play. And on top of all that, he keeps me happy, which can be challenging at times. Kevin's worked as a police dispatcher for Upper Marion Township for the past 20 years. He's also a life member of the King Prussia Volunteer Fire Company with more than 23 years of service. Throughout his time with KPVFC, he has worn many hats, one of which being the CEO of the King of Prussia Firefighters Association. This association provides support to the members and the firefighters of the KPVFC, assists with community awareness and education towards fire prevention and safety. The association is also the foundation support of the King Prussia Volunteer Fire Company 9/11 Memorial, which is the area's most comprehensive testimonial to the tragedies on September 11th. He's also part of the committee that runs the King Prussia Volunteer Fire Company 9/11 Memorial 5K, which part of the proceeds from helps maintain the memorial. So I've just shared with you just a few of the other sides of Kevin Katarnik, the Rotarian. As you can see, he's got a lot going on, but as I've said, he gives 110% everything he does. I think the district is in good hands this year with Kevin and his team. And I think you'll have a great year getting your ducks in a row.
And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you my husband, your district governor, Kevin Katarnik.
Woo, Normie! Go, Normie! Go, Normie!
Nice job, Linda!
Good job, Linda.
That's how you do
Oh,
it.
my friend!
Kevin, the office of district governor is a big deal to those of us in Rotary. It's a job with many responsibilities. You want to come up, buddy, so I can see you a little bit? Not too close now. I don't want to breathe on you or anything. Our governor serves as the sole officer of Rotary International in our district. They're charged with the duty of furthering the object of Rotary by providing leadership and supervision of the clubs in our district. But they also must inspire and motivate Rotarians and ensure continuity within the district. They set the tone for their year in office and they lead by example. So the job this year will be to help support all the clubs in our district and our entire group of district Rotarians to open opportunities and get their ducks in a row. Since being selected, you've been through a lot of intense training and way too many hours with me, trust me. At the same time, you've gained valuable experience by attending a variety of meetings and observing the leadership of many other Rotarians. It's the hope that you're able to put all of that training and experience to good use in the coming year. So Kevin, if you will, please repeat after me. I, Kevin Katarnik,
I, Kevin Katarnik,
do solemnly and sincerely pledge
do solemnly and sincerely pledge
that I am willing and able
that I am willing and able
to accept the position of service
to accept the position of service
to which I have been elected,
to which I have been elected,
and that I will faithfully and diligently
and that I will faithfully and diligently
execute the duties and responsibilities
execute the duties and responsibilities
of Governor of Rotary District 7450.
of Governor of Rotary District 7450.
I will observe and abide by
I will observe, abide by
the Constitution and bylaws of Rotary International,
the Constitution and bylaws of Rotary International,
as well as the bylaws of Rotary District 7450.
as well as the bylaws of Rotary District 7450.
I make this pledge
I make this pledge
with the full understanding
with the full understanding
that its purpose is to promote
that its purpose is to promote
the Rotary ideals
the Rotary ideals
of enlightening leadership,
of enlightening leadership,
spirited fellowship,
spirited fellowship,
and most of all, service above self.
and most of all, service above self.
As your installing officer, I'm pleased to certify you as Governor of Rotary District 7450 for the Rotary year of 2021. Serving with Rotary President Holger Knack, RI Director Valerie Wafer, as well as your team of assistant governors, working to grow Rotary in District 7450. How about a nice round of applause for Governor? Now, Linda, if you would please pin Kevin with the district governor's pin. Congratulations to you both. I wish you all the success in the coming year. And Kevin, from here on, it is yours.
How cute!
Thank you, Russ. Linda, before you go, can you please come back up here? I have a presentation for you. Russ?
The presentation of Paul Harris Fellow Recognition is the Rotary Foundation's way of expressing its appreciation for a substantial contribution to its humanitarian and educational programs. Rotarians often designate a Paul Harris Fellow as a tribute to a person whose life demonstrates a shared purpose with the objectives of the Rotary Foundation. Today, we have the honor and pleasure of recognizing Linda Katarnik as she becomes a Paul Harris Fellow. She was designated to receive this recognition as a special expression of appreciation from Governor Kevin. A world of peace and goodwill comes closer to reality today. And it's because of gifts like these, the one made in her honor, that the Rotary Foundation is able to carry out an array of programs that achieve beneficial changes in our world. improved living conditions, increased food production, better education, a wider availability of treatment and rehabilitation of the sick and disabled, new channels for the flow of international understanding, and brighter hopes for peace. A contribution to the Rotary Foundation is an investment in the ideal of goodwill, peace, and understanding. That's an ideal held high by Rotarians the world over. Working with such individuals of goodwill, we believe this ideal will become a reality. It gives me great pleasure, Linda, to present you the Paul Harris Fellow Certificate. I will present it if I can find it. There we go. And there goes the tissue. Linda Kotarnik is hereby named a Paul Harris Fellow in appreciation of tangible and significant assistance given for the furtherance of better understanding and friendly relations among peoples of the world, and signed by our trustee chair, Gary Wong, and international president, Mark Malone.
Woo!
Okay. Will you do the honor of presenting Linda with her pin? You're not getting it, coward. Please accept our congratulations and our sincere thanks for your commitment to our common goals of world understanding and peace. Kevin, now the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Russ. I appreciate you taking your time today and making sure everything was in order, making sure all your ducks were in order. So, with that, now that I've been installed as district governor, I'd like to make a presentation to Peter Mardinley. Peter and I had previously exchanged his plaque, and it is my honor to present that plaque to Peter in appreciation and recognition of his service as governor of Rotary District 7450 for the year 2019-2020.
We're trying to get it here. It's not showing
Here,
up.
I got to do it like this. Oh, well. Why is it not?
Because you've got the virtual background.
Okay, take the virtual background off.
We have it. It's right here. It's hard to see.
I need to get rid of the virtual
There
background.
it is.
In addition to that, Peter was also given his pin in advance of this installation event. So Sue, since you're there, I'm asking you at this time if you would take the opportunity to pin the past district governor pin onto Peter.
It was my very big pleasure to do that.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Sue.
Here's the,
Oh, there we go.
there it is.
Peter, thank you again for your commitment and your dedication this past year. I appreciate it. Russ,
You're welcome.
you have one more responsibility left here.
So one of the great traditions in our district over the many years is the exchange of the banner for the home club of the district governor. So here, representing the Rotary Club of Media, Mikhail Nordstrom, Assistant Governor, and President Susan Garrison. There, we're going to present it to the Rotary Club of King of Prussia, Guy Homer, and Carl Pinto. Gentlemen. You have to carry it home without rolling it. Just keep it out of your window.
This part clearly was not rehearsed.
We hang it up and wherever we're meeting this month.
My house. Thank you.
Well, I guess now my time has come. So I'm going to keep my remarks brief at this time. You're welcome, Chris. So let me start with this. It was October 6th, 1974. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, friends. We've reached that point again in Rotary life. Peter, once again, congratulations on completing your year. I appreciate your guidance and insight as we work together. You know, we often joked about the unexpected that comes up in this position. Well, this certainly wasn't the way we expected the year to come to a close. Thank you, though, for keeping it together and managing the best you could with this challenge. This certainly was an interesting week on social media. I was able to see all the great memories from the past installations, from Dawn's installation, Paul's installation. It was great to see where we had been. It was also great to see everyone gathering to celebrate the passing of the torch. In the years to come, we will look back on this installation and notice that there are more ducks here than Rotarians. We will also notice that it is quite evident that I need a haircut. I sat to collect my thoughts as to what I wanted to say today, and I struggled. I started, stopped, started over several times. But for some reason, this indecisiveness took me back to a conversation that I had with a Rotarian from my club a few years ago. Now, I vaguely remember the context of the conversation, but what stands out to me was him telling me that I needed to step up. I remember really being taken back by this statement. You need to keep in mind, at this point, I had already been president of our club, and I was currently an assistant governor and also just got elected to the board of directors for the district. In my mind, I was already doing enough, but in his, I was not. Mind you, my decision to submit my name for district governor had nothing to do with this statement, but now I'm cognizant of this opinion of doing enough. I guess subconsciously it aided to the idea for our district theme of get your ducks in a row. You see, this phrase represents preparation, organization, and is a representation of my philosophies on leadership during the upcoming year. Communication, teamwork, and time value. But are we doing enough? We are at a critical time in our district. We need to recognize now is the time for change. We need to step up. We need to get our ducks in a row. When the topic of change is discussed, you usually hear things like pivot, transition, reshape, but whatever you call it, we need to seize the opportunity that is in front of us to adapt and to grow. We're provided with tools and resources to grow Rotary through innovative club models and new membership types. Seize that opportunity. Step up, evolve Rotary in your town. Extend your reach to others not already in our organization. Make it appealing, inviting, and inclusive. Utilize the technology at our fingertips to reconnect your club. Think outside the box and provide speakers or participants that only the leveraging of technology could provide to you. Engage your current members, connect your past members, and invite new members. Seize the opportunity. Rotary opens opportunities, and those opportunities are upon us now. Today, I am thankful that some of our team is able to gather to celebrate this installation and transition into a new Rotary year. It is quite disappointing that we all cannot enjoy each other's fellowship in person as of yet. However, we are able to welcome virtual participation from people who normally would not be able to attend. Not only do we have over 100 Rotarians from our district on this Zoom, but I'd like to welcome my other friends and family that are watching us today. I'm also grateful that my classmates, both in the United States and Canada, are able to be here at our installation of officers. We have formed such a strong bond because of Rotary, and I appreciate you. And Linda, thank you. Thank you for agreeing to be part of this journey with me. It means the world, and we're going to do great things. In closing, I leave you with some lyrics from a favorite Jimmy Buffett song of mine. I bought a cheap watch from a crazy man floating down canal. It doesn't use numbers or moving hands. It always just says now. Now you may be thinking that I was had, but this watch is never wrong. And if I have trouble, the warranty said, breathe in, breathe out, and move on. Here's to an exciting year, my friends. Let's get our ducks in a row. I'd also like to recognize that some of my classmates are on the call today. Dave Hamilton's here. I know Dave Elliott was on. He might still be on. I have friends from Colorado that are on joining us today. Washington, PA, Janet Cullip from District 7430. I know John Anthony was supposed to be on today from 7390. I have friends, Rotarians and friends from all over, my family in King of Prussia, but I truly appreciate that you are all here to participate and to see me get installed as district governor. So thank you. And
Woo! Woo!
Congratulations, Kevin.
Congratulations, Norby.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Roll, buddy.
Hey, go Kevin.
Great job, Kev.
Way to go, Betty.
Good job, Linda.
Congratulations, Normie. Great job, Linda.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Break a leg.
Congrats, my friend.
Or overall. Shirley Pat.
Congratulations, Kevin.